This is the one. This is the synthesizer. This is the one that's gonna put me on the map. Now maybe my father will finally respect me. This is the synthesizer that's gonna cure me. The demons in my head will finally be quiet. The DeepMind 12. What is it? Is it just a Juno clone? Sort of. But no. Not at all. When you take a look under the hood, you find there's a lot more going on than what you thought. It's the poster child of the analog circuit with digital brains. It's basically a does-everything kind of synthesizer. Today we're going deep into that mind. 12. We're gonna find all those demons. We're gonna get those no-good demons out of there. And we're gonna do it together. Peace. Strap in, this is gonna take a minute. The first thing that struck me when I got this thing is how loud the fan is. I don't know if the mic's picking that up. It is loud as hell. But there's a setting for that. You can turn it completely off if you want. I usually keep it at like 10%. I wonder if you can modulate the fan. I'm just joshing. We like to have fun on this channel. I just want to show you the mod matrix here. This thing is about as comprehensive as it gets. I don't know if you can see this on screen. Look how many things I'm flipping through on the mod source. And then the destination has even more. They really engineered the crap out of this thing. It feels like they set out to make like a Juno 60 clone, and then somebody gave them like Adderall halfway through the process. Let's start with the oscillator. There's a saw wave. A square wave. The square has a pulse width. And what's cool about all of the things, all of the settings, is you get a visual like readout on the display, so you can see what the pulse width mod is doing. That's neat. That's just neat. And then you've got the second oscillator, which is also supposed to be a square wave, but it sounds kind of different. It's like less bassy, a little more round. I don't know. And it has a lot of special things. The second oscillator has like a pitch control. And it also has a tone mod. And like the first oscillator, it has a pitch mod, which by default goes to LFO1, but you could change that. You could, like I say, you can mod anything to anywhere. Yeah, oscillator 1 also has that. The other cool thing is you can sync oscillator 2 to oscillator 1. I gotta show you mono mode. And there's multiple mono modes you can do. There's multiple like unison and poly modes you can do. But I'm just going to go straight up mono, just one voice. Keep it simple. Keep it tight. Keep it tight. Keep it sexy. And you can affect the slew rate, the portamento here. I'm not going to go deep into the poly mode, but you should just know that it's more than just poly and mono. It's got oscillator drift. You can do like some really neat detuning things. You assign how many of these voices are used at once in poly mode and in mono mode. You can transpose. It has portamento settings. It controls the pitch bend range of the pitch bend wheel. The global tuning affected from here. There's just a lot of stuff. There's like 3 or 4 pages of menus. And that brings us to the filters. There's 2 filters. Low pass, high pass. The high pass filter is pretty basic. You've just got a frequency here. Pretty self-explanatory. But under it, there's a bass boost as well, that's really handy. And then you've got the low pass, which has a frequency and a resonance. And you can change the steepness of the filter. 2-pole makes it a little bit less steep. And the resonance, the fact that you can create a sine wave with this resonator and all the comprehensive mod matrix makes it so that you can do additive synthesis. But I'll have to mess with that a little bit and do a separate video on that. So also you've got an envelope, LFO, and keyboard control over this filter. VCA, there's not much to it, but it's got some options here. And there's some panning options and whatnot. And then finally you've got the envelopes. There's like 30 seconds worth of attack if you turn it all the way up. You've got 3 envelopes. So you've got a VCA envelope, a filter envelope, and kind of a bonus envelope. You can apply this envelope to kind of all the other auxiliary things. And you also have control over the curves. You can do like linear, exponential. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you can invert the envelope as well. That takes care of the envelopes. That's basically it. Kind of lastly, before the arpeggiator, you've got 2 LFOs. And they give you a lot of waveforms. Sine wave, triangle, square, sawtooth, reverse sawtooth, sample and hold. There's a sample and glide. You don't see sample and glide a lot. I'm just going to demonstrate the sample and hold. Gives you all the bleeps and bloops you want. And that takes care of the LFOs. It's cool that they give you 2, and honestly, they kind of give you 3 with the sequencer. The sequencer is not really a step sequencer. It's more like a step LFO. It gives you, 8 or 16 or I think up to 32 steps of states of like values that you can apply to anything through the mod matrix. So you'd use the sequencer as a source, and you can apply that to anything on the keyboard pretty much. But it's not like a sequencer where you hit play and it plays sequencers. Those values have to be assigned to something. It's kind of imprecise. It's not like quantized. It's neat. It's a novel thing. I'm sure I'll figure out some kind of function for it sooner or later. And then you've got the arpeggio. Basically, the arpeggio does everything you'd want. Up, down, every permutation or combination. I want to show you random. So yeah, that's the arpeggiator. It's a really, really good arpeggiator. And you've got some stuff, some chordy stuff. You can build some chords and stuff. I don't use the chord thing, really. You can build some chordy stuff. That's an option. That's an option you have open to you if you want to build some like chord stuff. One more thing I have to show you is the effects. There's a lot of effects in here. I don't use a lot of them, but some of these reverbs are really great. This reverb, for instance. That's a good sounding reverb. And then you start to get into the choruses and stuff. And there's too many to go through, but I'll just show you the chorus. The chorus is pretty good. Mood filter, that's kind of neat. That's really useful. It's like pitch stuff. Rotary speaker. That doesn't sound like a rotary speaker. In general, I prefer effects outside of my keyboard. Like, this takes care of the Juno chorus kind of thing perfectly fine. This is like an analog Bucket Brigade, pedal. And they're like $30 too. So I like stuff like this for that. So anyways, yeah, that takes care of the effects. One thing I forgot to mention is this, I think it's a white noise generator here. So that's going to be handy if you're going to try and synthesize some drums and stuff, you know. There's a pitch wheel and a mod wheel, and you can apply the mod wheel to anything. Here, I'll show you. I'll just apply it to the filter or something. Okay, so right now it's applied to the LFO. But you can apply it to anything. And I think you could probably apply the pitch wheel to anything too, but it also does pitch. And it's a nice sturdy pitch wheel. I like it. Yeah. It really is a does everything synthesizer. It's great.